Since the dawn of time, mankind has decoded the human genome, landed rovers on Mars, and split the atom to harness the power of the stars. Yet a singular mystery remains that can still reduce a grown man to a state of total mental paralysis. Is she actually flirting with me, or is she just a nice person who happens to be breathing in my general direction? Welcome, my friends, to the ultimate field guide on romantic ambiguity. This is a journey into the heart of darkness, a place where every man lives in constant, quiet fear of the misread. We are evolutionarily hardwired to be terrified of assuming interest, of making a move, only to discover she was actually just trying to be polite or perhaps signaling for help from the bartender. The cringe from that moment can last for generations. So today, we're going to do what we do best: overthink it. We're going to walk through the 5 levels of the ultimate interest test. We will analyze the signs, weigh the evidence, and I will explain with painstaking logic why you'll probably find a perfectly rational reason to talk yourself out of every single one of them. Let's start at the beginning. Level 1, the visual tether. Picture the scene. You're in a crowded cafe. The air smells vaguely of burnt coffee and productivity. You're on your laptop, looking exceptionally busy and important. You're not just typing, you are crafting sentences. Suddenly, you feel it, that primal sensation of being watched. You slowly lift your head, and there she is, 3 tables over. She's looking right at you. But this isn't a quick accidental glance. Time seems to slow down. She doesn't look away immediately. Instead, she executes a subtle, slow-motion hair tuck, a masterpiece of casual elegance. It's followed by what can only be described as a 15% smile, just the corners of her mouth, a hint of a secret. And then, as slowly as it began, she returns her attention to her book. Now, your ego, that triumphant and deeply unreliable narrator in your head, wants to believe this is it. This is the opening scene. The music is swelling. This is where your story begins. But hold on, before you start planning the wedding, let's apply some rigorous scientific skepticism. Let's look at the cold, hard data. Could she be into you? It's a statistical possibility, sure, but we must consider the variables, the confounding factors. First, conduct a thorough environmental scan. Is there a clock on the wall directly behind your head? Perhaps a particularly interesting one? Is there a specials board she might be squinting at, trying to decide between a scone or a muffin? Could she possibly think you're a guy named Kevin she went to elementary school with? Or, and this is the most likely hypothesis, did she just catch a fleeting glimpse of her own reflection in the window behind you? Is it not far more probable that she was simply checking to see if her glasses were straight or if she had a piece of spinach in her teeth from lunch? Yes, that's it. It was a self-diagnostic check. Conclusion for level 1? Inconclusive. Do not engage. Do not make eye contact again for at least 45 minutes. She's probably just practicing her peripheral vision, or more likely, you are simply an inanimate object in her line of sight to the clock. Stay the course, keep typing. Alright, let's escalate. Let's move out of the public sphere and into a more dangerous, confined environment. Welcome to level 2, the playful antagonist. You're at work, the natural habitat of forced politeness and quiet desperation. You're standing by the printer, which is noisily churning out a 200-page report you'll never read. A coworker you've always thought was cute walks up. She glances at the massive, still-growing stack of papers and says, with a perfect deadpan delivery, "Wow, are you trying to single-handedly destroy the entire Amazon rainforest, or are you just that slow at reading?" Then she punctuates this searing remark with a light, playful nudge on your arm and a little giggle. Your central nervous system goes into overdrive. Your heart rate increases by 40 beats per minute. We have teasing, we have sarcasm, we have unsolicited physical contact. This is a textbook trifecta of interest. This has to be it, right? Slow down, Maverick. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We must look at the context. This could easily be a corporate bonding reflex. Office life is mind-numbingly dull. She might just be incredibly bored with her spreadsheets, and you happen to be the nearest, most convenient target for her pent-up sarcasm. You are a momentary distraction, a human stress ball. And that arm nudge? Let's not jump to conclusions. She might have had a sudden involuntary muscle spasm, or perhaps the floor is more slippery than it appears, and she was merely using your arm to stabilize herself. It was a matter of workplace safety. The most logical course of action: apologize sincerely for your excessive paper usage and your contribution to global deforestation, then return to your cubicle immediately to avoid any further confusing and potentially hazardous interactions. Now we enter the modern age. Level 3, the social media enigma. You've just posted a picture of your dinner on Instagram. It's not even a good picture. The lighting in the restaurant is terrible, and the steak looks less like a culinary triumph and more like a piece of burnt luggage. It is objectively an unlikable photo. Yet within 3 minutes, she likes it. A notification pops up. Before you can even process that, a second one appears, a direct message. You open it. It reads, "That looks delicious. We should definitely go there sometime." The word "we," the word "sometime." This is it. This is the digital holy grail of signals, isn't it? She used the plural pronoun. She invoked a future event. Actually, what you've stumbled into is a classic linguistic trap. Let's analyze the key piece of evidence: sometime. Sometime is the most beautifully, tragically non-committal word in the entire English language. It lives in the same phantom zone as "I should really clean out my garage sometime," or "I should really learn to play the accordion sometime." It is a pleasant sentiment with no tether to reality. She doesn't want to go on a date with you. She's simply expressing a general, abstract appreciation for medium-rare beef. She's a foodie. You are merely the conduit for her passion for steak. The correct response is purely informational. Reply with the name of the restaurant and, if you're feeling generous, a link to their menu. Then put your phone face down on the table and slowly back away. Do not open the app again tonight. You must avoid the temptation of overanalyzing her follow-up emoji. Things are getting serious now. The signals are becoming stronger, and therefore our skepticism must become stronger too. Level 4, the couch conundrum. You're at her house, you're on the couch. You have been watching a surprisingly engaging documentary about deep-sea squids for 2 hours. The room is quiet, lit only by the eerie bioluminescence of the giant squid on screen. She has been sitting on the far side of the couch, a respectable and platonic distance away. Then she moves. She shifts from the other side of the couch and sits right next to you, so close that your sleeves are touching. There is zero space between you. She leans her head on your shoulder, lets out a soft sigh, and says, "I'm so glad you came over tonight. I feel so comfortable around you." Now, to the untrained, hopelessly romantic eye, this looks like a slam dunk. This is checkmate, game over. But we must remain objective. We are scientists in the lab of human interaction. Let's consider the facts. Fact 1, it is nighttime. Fact 2, the ambient temperature tends to drop after sunset. Fact 3, human beings are endothermic creatures. This means we require external sources of heat to maintain our core body temperature. She isn't showing affection, she is engaging in a basic survival strategy. She is simply using you as a large carbon-based space heater. She feels comfortable because your body has a high thermal mass and is currently radiating approximately 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Do not move. Do not misinterpret this as a romantic gesture. If you move, you might disrupt her heat absorption process, which would be rude. Your job is simple. Sit there, continue to generate body heat, and keep watching the squids. And now for the final test, the scenario from which there appears to be no escape. Level 5, the ultimate uncertainty. Let's imagine a scenario. You've been hanging out for 3 years. You find yourself standing at the front of a beautiful garden. She's there, wearing a stunning white dress. You're wearing a surprisingly well-fitting tuxedo. There are friends, there is family. She looks you directly in the eye, takes both of your hands in hers, and with a voice filled with emotion, she says those 2 fateful words, "I do." So, is she into you? Honestly, you can't be too sure. Let's not make any rash judgments. There are many factors at play here. It's entirely possible she's a very dedicated, long-form performance artist, and this is her magnum opus. You could be an unwitting participant in a piece of art that will be discussed in galleries for decades. Perhaps she's just doing it for the tax breaks, or maybe she just really liked the floral arrangements and didn't want to see them go to waste. It's also possible she comes from a very polite culture, one where saying no at an altar is considered the ultimate social faux pas. She might just be trying to avoid an awkward scene. Your best bet is to stay the course, proceed with the plan, buy a house together, maybe raise a few children, and just see how the next 40 or 50 years play out. If she's still there at the diamond anniversary, if she still laughs at your jokes and hasn't filed any major legal action against you, then you can probably upgrade her status from inconclusive to likely interested. Probably. The truth is, gentlemen, life doesn't come with subtitles, and the human heart doesn't come with an instruction manual. You can spend your whole life analyzing the tilt of a head, the timing of a text message, or the thermal properties of a human body, but you'll never have 100% undeniable, court-admissible certainty. The only way to know for sure is to take the risk of being wrong. But until that day of reckless bravery comes, keep your wits about you. Keep looking for the alternative explanations. Keep analyzing the data. And always, always remember, if she's laughing at all your jokes, touching your arm, looking at you like you're the only person in the room, and telling you she loves you, she's probably just being a really, really good friend. Stay safe out there.